long ass hair.
Yeah. We live? Oh man, what's going on? I wasn't even aware, man. Welcome to
long ass hair.
Yeah, we gonna come on the show. Hey, welcome to another episode.
Great job.
Two Man with an Opinion. We have been talking about so many
long ass hair.
Yeah. Wow. Say, man, come on in, man. Come on in to this nice episode of Two Man with an Opinion. Make sure y'all follow the movement on YouTube. We finna get our Instagram page popping too. So if y'all ain't been following us on Instagram, make sure y'all follow us on Instagram. We got the YouTube page jumping. Y'all already know we got going on Facebook. Tag your people. Let your people know what we talking about tonight. Tonight we're gonna be discussing generational curses. And everybody's definition of a generational curse ain't the same. So whatever y'all deem a generational curse to be sure to put it in the comment section tonight, and we're going to discuss it, man. We're going to get to some meat and potatoes of some generational curses. King, they ain't seen us since last Monday.
Was that Father's Day?
Yeah, the Father's Day show, man. Because, my boy had to do his thing this past weekend with the fam.
Yeah.
So ain't nobody seen us since then. So, King, it's been a week, man.
Yeah.
It seemed like it's been longer because we normally hit him 2 times a week, but hey, man, we're going to get it in today. Yeah. So, King, do we got a gear grinder today, or we just gonna get straight to it?
Yeah,
how we gonna do it today?
I really ain't got no gear grinder, man. We, just a little something about this past weekend, man. We had an awesome time in San Antonio. My boys is balling out of control. One thing I did not realize, it's a whole nother level to that AAU stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Man, they had people out there. It's a 6th grade team. But the dude he had a full mustache and beard. You know what I'm saying?
Mustache and beard?
Yeah. This is on the 6th grade level. I didn't realize they be cheating and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good experience though, man. My in-laws was with us. It was good.
It was a good look. Yeah. So it basically we ain't got nothing but good to say about it.
That's all, just good. Just good. Yeah, that's what it was.
Hey man, well, make sure y'all tell y'all people to come on in on the show, man. We got a real good one for y'all tonight. Something that a lot of people probably don't discuss. It's probably been going on in a family for a long time, but a lot of people don't know how to have a conversation. So we just gonna try to create conversation that's gonna create dialogue on see how some people feel about these generational curses things we got going on, man. So King, what I did, I did some research.
You did?
I did a little research, man. Then I used this. I used this, and then I applied it to a sheet of paper.
Even though he got a whole phone, you ain't got to do that no more.
Yeah, but we can't do that. I couldn't do it with the phone because we're using the phone right now. So I used this sheet of paper, and my handwriting is kind of nice and straight and legible. You can see everything.
Hey, it's on you, bro.
Yeah, you can see everything. So what I did, I went and researched what's the definition of generational curses. And, everybody's definition of generational curses ain't the same.
Right.
So I didn't want it to just be our opinion of a generational curse. I wanted to go to a legitimate reference.
Right.
I normally don't go to the Google. I tell people all the time, man, research your research.
Yeah.
But, for this particular subject, I wanted to Google generational curses.
That's good.
So
that's good.
This is what it said, man. The effect of a person or things that their ancestors did, believe, or practiced in the past, and the consequence of that was that the ancestors' actions, beliefs, and sins was passed down. That's what the definition of a generational curse is.
Okay.
So for me, King, what would you consider a generational curse from your perspective? And then we're going to open up the floor to everybody else on what they deem a generational curse to be. So what do you deem a generational curse to be?
First off, let me say what's up to I'm going to just say Miss Holmes. What's up with it? Miss Johnson.
Oh, she on early. What's up, cuz?
Early. Yeah, and then we got Rizrelli Energy. I don't know what that is. He says it's a good subject. What's up with it, brother? Did he post me? I guess he's some kind of YouTube guy. I ain't tripping. Everybody come on in.
Yeah.
To me, brother, a generational curse, man, that's when I was younger, I saw my grandparents deal with the whole welfare and food stamps and stuff like that. And I saw that that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and thank God I ain't, even when I wanted to get out, I couldn't. Hey, that's another thing too, man.
When they was giving it out, you couldn't get it.
I couldn't get it. Hey, man. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? That's Coach Hall's son. What's up with it? Yeah. Oh, Miss Barbara, she said, good evening, y'all. This is gonna be good. Yes, ma'am. We're gonna try to make it good.
Yeah.
But man, when you're in college, you broke. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
But I tried to get food stamps. No, I couldn't get nothing because I had a job. When it wasn't even a real job, it was like a sorry job. They don't want you to make nothing.
In college, right.
They don't want you to make nothing. No, nothing. Yeah. Even for food stamps, you can't make over a certain amount of money, and that's like low. And that's why
it's systematic to set up like that.
Yeah, and that's why, a lot of us, man, we own it, but man, we get it. We do other stuff to make money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got women that do hair, make plates, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they grind it.
Yeah. Some of them cook crack, that's what they do.
That could be a generational curse.
For real, it really can. Hey, man, you ain't lying. Yeah, bro.
So that what you would consider a generational curse?
Yeah.
Some things like that?
Yeah. What's going on, Suge?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I like I said, man, I actually did some research on this particular subject, man. And I think one of the things that a generational curse that a lot of people don't notice and understand is the way we raise our kids, single moms, single dads.
Right.
When you grow up in a single house, whether it's by choice or not, you deem that that's the way you're supposed to be brought up and raised.
Right.
Not even understanding that could potentially be a generational curse. So how can you break something that you don't even know exists?
Right.
You don't even know it's a generational curse, but if that's all you've seen growing up, that's what you deem to be okay.
Right.
So for me, just doing a little bit of research or whatever, just thinking that's going a little bit deeper beyond what we're talking about, I think a lot of people don't even understand what an actual generational curse is.
Right.
So you can't discuss that which you don't understand and know. Okay. And I think when you grow up sometimes in certain situations, you deem that situation to be the norm.
Yeah.
Until you get older and you see that it's different and better out there, not understanding that the whole time you was growing up, you was literally you was really receiving a generational curse, but at the time you're a kid, you don't know that that's not how I'm supposed to be raised. You just accepting how you been raised in the household you being raised in. So for me, looking at it, how people deal with relationships, what if you seen your mama or the dude treat them a certain kind of way, and you deem that behavior to be okay, and you pass that down to how you treat women. You may have some dudes that run women.
What you mean run women?
Run women. They got a lot of women that they play with.
That was some olds. That was
old heads do. They play. They have a lot of different women on their team.
I ain't never heard run women though.
Yeah, run women. Not run, but run.
That's how I knew it.
Yeah. Run.
Okay.
But you got some people, that's what they seen growing up. Not understanding you being programmed, and that's a generational curse. And you grow up thinking that's how life's supposed to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing to them, that's just your definition and my definition. We gonna open it up to the people that's watching. What do y'all think, if they haven't already started saying anything, what do y'all deem generational curses to be, and why would you call it a generational curse? And let's see what some of the people gotta say.
Hey, what's up? Oh, Denitra, what's up with the family?
Yeah, what's going on, Denitra?
Hey, Israeli Energy said Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Johnson said, like, run through women? Like, you run through them?
Yeah, running them, man. There's different women. They dealt with different women.
Huh.
Yeah. Hey, man, I seen a lot of that as a kid. Didn't understand it.
Yeah. But
now me old, I'm like, that ain't how
it's supposed
to go.
Yeah.
But if I just accept what I saw and deem that behavior to be okay, that could be a generational curse that was that was dropped and deposited into me that I didn't even know and understand.
Right.
So my thing is, what are generational curses really? Like the definition said, things, behaviors, and thought process that's passed down.
You know, a generational curse, and it's huge. And you know, I don't like to go all the way back there, but slavery. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
We came over.
Yeah.
They separated, you know, the women and kids and put the man over here, and they, you know, a lot of stuff. It has been brought. It passed down.
Yeah.
It's been passed down.
And that's a generation on top of generation
Yeah.
on top of generation
Yeah.
of curses. And we don't even see how they immortalized it in the modern day's time.
Right.
It's not like it was when we seen it growing up.
Right.
Or even when we wasn't born. But in today's time, they just flipped it and switched it. But it's the same thing.
It is.
But they hide it is with distractions. Child support, jobs,
Yeah.
tickets,
Yeah.
baby mama, baby daddy drama. It's
Yeah.
hidden with that. Those
Yeah.
are distractions.
Yeah.
To cover up what they really got going on and what they're really trying to do. And if you don't, sometimes you don't realize a distraction is a distraction until you distract.
Until it's too late. Yeah.
And by the time you distract, it's like, wow, the whole
They
time,
done scored.
man, they done
Yeah.
slid me.
Yeah.
And again, you done been being programmed to think that this is a behavior how it's supposed to be brought up and
Right.
taught. It's a lot of kids that think that the way that I'm raised, like even with cussing, saying
Yeah.
certain things, saying yeah, huh, what? Man, I was brought up, yes ma'am, no ma'am.
Right.
Yes sir, no sir. Some of these kids ain't brought up that way. So they deem their behavior to be okay. Now when you get older, if you don't understand the need to say yes sir, no sir,
Right.
that can hurt you, and that could be a definition of a generational curse
Yeah.
based on how you perceive that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think a lot of people think that deep with it until it's too late.
Until it's too late.
Yeah.
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 Miss Janitra, she said, "What's up, classmate? Hey, classmate."
What's going on?
Yeah. You know, you're absolutely right about the running women. Because I didn't understand, because I'm not as old as you are in the head.
Man, stop it, man.
They got there running them guns.
You older than me.
They running guns. They out there running the cootie cat. I don't know nothing about that.
You older than me. I'm older than you.
Yeah, but you know, when in East Texas, when I was brought up around my uncles, and they, you know, they're teenagers and young men. They showing me all the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
I'm knowing way too much.
Too young.
Too young.
Yeah.
Hey, I was on top of them.
Yeah.
Hey, for real.
Yeah.
And real talk.
Yeah.
And it took my dad coming in when I was like 6 or 7 to show me like, hey man, that's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, what are you talking about? My uncle this, my uncle that, they do this, they do that. Like, no, that ain't what it is.
That ain't how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And he stopped it. He stopped it.
But just imagine some of the people that's brought up and they seeing their older siblings drink
Right.
at a young age.
Right.
You got a lot of people, man, that's what your family known for, drinking.
Yeah.
Your family known for smoking weed. Your
Yeah.
family known for robbing, stealing, gambling. Like, you got a lot of those generational things that's passed down. Man, your brother was a hell of a gambler.
Yeah.
So you deem yourself, I'm the little brother to the big brother.
So
I'm going to grow up and be a hell of a gambler.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be a hell of a drinker. Those are generational curses that we don't even think that deep
Right.
to see. But if you really just step back and look at it, it's like, wow, I was trying to mimic something that wasn't even healthy for me.
Right.
But as a kid, seeing it and you
Yeah.
hearing and seeing the reputation, big brother, all your older sisters, just like,
Yeah.
no pun intended, please don't unfriend me and take this the wrong way later. But what if you're a little sister to the older sister, and your older sister was known for being the one in the school that was loose? She was the one that she bragged about sleeping with a lot of women. Sleeping with a lot of men. And you want to live up to that expectation because the attention
Wow.
that your older sister was getting, you deem yourself let me want up that. Again, do we think about it like that? No. But how you know these ain't some of the things that some of the kids are thinking?
Wow.
And as a kid, that can be a generational coast that rolls over to adulthood. And by the time you realize that ain't the right thinking, it's like, wow, the whole time I'm trying to live up to a reputation that wasn't healthy for
Wasn't
me.
even good. Yeah.
People don't think like that, man.
Hey man, Rizzarelli said, women without a father figure sometimes grow up with hatred towards men. That's a curse.
That's a curse.
That's a curse.
That's a curse. That's a
Shug
curse.
said there are so many different things can be generational curses. Different types of abuse, including sexual abuse, can be a generational curse. Breaking those curses are the biggest challenge. Absolutely right. Hey, then Rizzarelli said, yeah, man, mental abuse too. Smooth!
What's up,
My
Smooth?
boy Smooth. Family. And then Ms. Holmes, she said, men now think it's okay to just leave their family and women don't see the value in actually having a man around because it's been taught that you don't need one.
That's a generation of curse.
Yeah, said they'll just hurt you and leave, and instead of learning from that behavior, the young men do as their father did before them. Wow.
You know, man.
That's rough.
Who said that? Kinfolk?
Yeah.
You know what, man? That's, again.
Wow.
If you don't even realize that that's a curse that's passed down to you, again, you're a kid.
You won't even know.
You're not even understanding that it's a generational curse. So if you seen your daddy leave you and your brother and sibling, you're going to grow up thinking that that's how it's supposed to be done.
You be like, well, hell, he did it.
He did it. So, and granted, if you was all right, how you know the kid that you was in the life of is gonna be all right like you are? That's a generational curse that's not even passed down purposely, but when it's passed down, you don't even understand the harm that it's doing, not to just you, your sibling, your brother, because the brother may not handle it like you did.
Right.
The sister may not handle it like you did. But a lot of men don't even really know and understand the purpose and the value of staying in the family and being a man because the person that was the example of a man left them. That's a generational curse.
Yeah.
Now, how many people gonna admit it? How many people even know? That's probably some of the reasons why a lot of people think about women the way they do, or some of these women think about men the way they do.
Yeah.
Because if they was a little girl that seen a man walk out of their life, they may deem all men to do the same.
Yeah.
Not even understanding that the man did it for whatever the grown-up reason was.
Right.
But me as a kid, I'm not understanding the grown-up reason. I'm just reacting to you leaving out of my life. And it can create a thought process that sometimes will take years to reprogram.
Yeah, Miss Barbara. Mama!
Hey, Mom.
Miss Barbara said, one example of a generational curse is if 3 or 4 generations back, your parents' parents, and their parents all got divorced. Huh. She said that's a generational curse that needs to be broken. And preferably, your parents stay married and break that divorce cycle. I pray that curse is now broken with your marriage. You know, yes, ma'am, you're absolutely right. I actually just went to a wedding. Yeah, close to San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
And I never understood it's like he's one of my best friends. And he got married and he's in the military. He got married and he got divorced in like 2 years. I'm like, okay, maybe it was an issue.
Right.
Then he got remarried and got divorced again in like another 3 years. I'm like, damn. Like, why you keep, you know what I'm saying? And I talked to him and I'm like, man, why do you get married and get divorced? He said, well, I mean, if it ain't working, I leave. I'm like, huh. Mm-hmm. And I had to sit back and think. Because I'm like, when my stuff ain't working, we talk it out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When my parents, you know, and they got divorced, but it stuff gonna come up. Mm-hmm. I watched my parents sit down and work it out a bunch of times. Yeah. And I'm like, why he just leave? And I thought back, okay, his mom was divorced a few times. His dad's been married 3-4 times. Mm-hmm. So that's why he just, it ain't that big of a deal.
Because that's what he's seen growing up.
Yeah. That's big where it's like, I found another one.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And I mean, I was like, wow, like that's what's up. But really, I'm like, wait a minute. That
not ain't how it's supposed to go.
That's not what's up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Hey, and Ms. Johnson, she said, the first man you fall in love with is your father.
True.
Your trust in men reflect on how active, yes, and loving your father was. Man, that's why I try to stand up for all of mine. Yeah. Sure. She said cheating is also a generational curse.
True.
And you think that is?
I was gonna touch on that. I was waiting on you to read the comment.
Okay. Well, and Rich Reddy said yes. And then he said sometimes I was the mediator. Oh wow, wow, the kid being the mediator. Huh?
True.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. Well, if you think cheating is a generational curse,
if you seen,
so you trying to tell me I'm a cheat because my daddy cheated, not because this girl's booty is so big?
No, real talk. That was funny, but real talk.
Okay.
If you seen your mom or your dad stepping out on each other,
yeah,
you're gonna deem that behavior to be tolerated and okay, especially if they stay.
Right.
You young seeing it, that can be passed down because you think that behavior is normal.
Right.
You don't understand as a kid that you're not supposed to do that. Mm-hmm. All you seeing is why my mama got me in the car and it's another man besides my daddy. Why my daddy got me in the car and there's somebody in the car besides. And when they leave from with them, they come back home and everything is normal in the house.
Like ain't nothing wrong.
Like ain't nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Kids look at that like, oh, okay, that's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I get older, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Right.
Not understanding that that's a generational curse that's passed down that cheating is okay. And a lot of people don't think that because they in the moment.
Right.
But the moment after that is what you teaching your kid.
Right.
What you teaching your son to accept and what you teaching your daughter to accept. Because a lot of young ladies seen that growing up. That's why they accept cheating now as an adult. They seen their mom accept cheating, being treated wrong, being misused, being abused. Not just mentally, physically. Because physical abuse can be a generational curse.
Oh, yeah.
So when you see that growing up, you deem that that's how you keep a man. Because some women have been in relationships to where they got their hands put on them and they stayed.
Right.
The kids saw it and it's like, okay, so when he get mad, he can do that and I'm supposed to stay. Oh, okay, that's how I keep it.
That's how, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not understanding that you're programming that young lady to do this. When he's mad, it's okay for him to do what he's doing, say what he's saying, put his hands on me, and I still reference to him as a man of the house. You're literally teaching her to that's how you keep a man.
Right.
Not understanding on the back end of it, the mindset, how you program this woman when she get older.
Yeah.
First boyfriend, she hot at the mouth. Don't let you be slick at the mouth in front of the husband. She's gonna deem that behavior to be okay. So, but when she's slick at the mouth, a dude gonna put his hands on her. She seen her dad put her hands on her mom. Okay, that's just the norm.
Yeah.
Not even understanding the dynamics of what you're doing and what you're accepting. That's creating a generational curse. And people don't look at it. Now you got your daughter coming to you, Mama, he put his hands on me, or Daddy. Now you gonna probably want to get at him.
Yeah. For some.
But you just deposited that in your daughter to accept.
Wow.
As parents, we don't look at it like that. But soon let your daughter come to you. Daddy, this dude, you ready to go shoot him. You ready to go beat him up. Yeah. But you just taught her what to accept. Come on, man. People don't think like that.
You know, man, that's crazy because, you know, me and my wife, we play around a lot. And we was in the kitchen and I was cooking and doing something and her phone rang. And she answered the phone and she hung it up real fast. It was a scam call, spam or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm saying, what you hang the phone for? You know, that's your boyfriend? You know, and I'm just playing.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't realize my daughter and my son was in the kitchen. And he said, huh? That's all I heard was, huh? And I looked back.
That ain't what this supposed to be.
Yeah. And they looked at each other, said, Mama got a boyfriend?
Yeah.
I said, hell no, she ain't got a boyfriend. You know, I had to explain that. I had to fix that because I just that, and I didn't even mean to. I deposited something right there in my kids. Just that quick. And I had to reject that deposit.
Even in playing mode.
Yeah.
They don't know you playing.
Right. Yeah, man. So I had to, no. I'm just playing. I'm just joking around. You know, I'm not that bright.
Yeah.
I say, even my kids know. Hey, I say crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
I said, if you married, you don't have no boyfriend. You don't have no girlfriend.
Yeah.
You don't have none of that. You ain't got friends. When you married.
But you know now what if you not, let's flip that. What if you didn't catch that?
Exactly.
And he takes that to, hey, you know, Mama got a boyfriend.
Yep.
And Dad said it and it was okay. Now he get older.
Yeah.
Baby girl get older.
Yeah.
And they revert back to that moment all the time and they thinking like,
well, Mom and Daddy did it.
So why is it not okay for me to do it?
Right.
And then you get mad at them as a parent. Where did you get that from? When did you, hold on, you don't remember when you said that to Mama and y'all laughed? And when you laughed, to me, that told me that behavior was okay.
Right.
You teaching them and don't even realize. And you pass it down to curse and they thinking that you don't even see.
Yeah, man. Miss Suge, she said, I lived it. My mom had 3 kids by my dad, and my dad had 16 kids in all. Wow, okay. Get it in. Says some of my brothers are like my dad. They are good men, but they have a little shank. She said Lawrence Webster in them. Oh,
Lawrence Webster.
Yeah. Miss Barbara, she said, you're right, Terrell. Straighten it out. Yes, ma'am. I had to catch it because I'm loose with it. I say a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And it come back. Yeah, I just, hey, wait a minute. Now, that ain't what I meant. But
hey, man. I did some research, man. I did a little bit more research, man.
Hey, man. Wait a minute. First off,
I've been researching a lot, bro.
I'm gonna applaud you.
Hold on, first of all.
Nah, See, cause hey,
Really?
listen, he wear glasses, but he ain't. He wear glasses, but he ain't that smart.
Wow, let me turn on this way, bro.
He's smart, but he not glasses smart. You know what I'm saying?
No, they don't know what you're saying.
He's just
That don't make
regular
sense.
smart. He's just regular
That's
smart.
a generational curse you speaking right there, bro.
Well, hey, well, stop being generationally dumb.
That's not even a word.
I'm proud of you, though. I'm doing research.
Say, man, I gotta research, bro. I'm trying to make
proud
sure we
of
give
you.
these people some quality information, bro.
I love that. But let me be quiet. Go ahead with your research.
Say, man, what I looked up, man, 5 types of generational curses.
Okay.
One of them was the curse of God.
Oh.
2, the curse of the law. 3, the curse of man. 4, the curse of idol worship. And 5, sowing the wrong seed. And then it elaborated on what these curses mean. I'm gonna start with 5.
Okay.
Sowing the wrong seed, sowing the wrong seed and the harvest at the wrong time. It's about sowing and reaping when you hurt. Sowing and reaping. When you hurt people, you actually sowing the wrong seed.
Right.
That's a definition of sowing.
Oh, I see what
Sowing
you're
and
saying.
seed. Yeah, you sowing, and that's a curse.
Right.
So when you hurt people, it's actually like they know the old saying, hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
You don't even understand the dynamics of that curse that you passing down because you don't even understand it to be a curse.
Wow.
So when people are hurt, they just hurting.
Yeah.
Not understanding that hurt people instead of hurting people, whether it's business relationship, personal relationship, any kind of relationship with your kids, your siblings, and things of that nature. Breaking those type of generational curses is needed, man. Family feud over some of the smallest things. Husband and wife feud over some of the smallest things. Siblings feud over some of the smallest things. Not understanding that in the older people in the family used to fight. You got some aunties that ain't came to a reunion in years.
Yeah.
You got some brothers, some cousins
Yeah.
ain't came to some reunion in years. And it's a generational curse that's passed down. And if you don't understand the depth of it, you don't know the generation is hurting.
Right.
The cousins that don't get a chance to meet each other because the mamas ain't on the same page.
Right.
That's a generational curse. So now you got these kids growing up not knowing who their siblings are. So you have to be mindful when you sow that type of seed.
Wow.
When you hurt people, the dynamic of who it hurt, and it's the kids. Yeah.
Man, Ms. Holmes, she said the love language becomes pain because their dad or mom is okay with it. So they don't see it as love unless they're cheating and coming back, or if they're not knocking them out because wow, it was perceived that mom and dad love each other. Mama never left, so dad must have really loved her. Wow. A love language of pain.
Say, man.
That's amazing.
It's really not.
Yeah.
It's
But they perceive it as that though.
everybody's definition
Wow.
of love ain't the same.
Yeah.
Some people physically getting hands put on them,
It's not love.
they deem that to be love because the other love, they don't know nothing else but that.
Right.
They never experienced true love. So that behavior to them at that moment, he or she loved me. And that's what some people perceive it to be.
Right.
And if you don't have nobody in your life to educate you on what you're receiving, you're going to grow up deeming that to be love. And when you really truly find love, you're not going to even know how to receive it.
Right.
Because you never had it.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Ms. Relly said, we can pray all we want, but we still have to make a decision to do better. Absolutely right. Hey, prayer with no action, that ain't nothing. Ain't no point.
Yeah.
Miss Sharita, what's up with it, sis?
Yeah.
Miss Tempo, she said, wow. Then Ms. Relly said, once we see and know, gotta do better.
Yeah.
Gotta do better.
Yeah.
So, what else was some of some of your research?
Well, that was 5. Number 4 was, I'm going backwards.
Yeah.
4 is the idol worship. And we all know a lot of us idolize materialistic
Wait a
stuff.
minute, that's a generational curse? Idol worship?
Yeah, idol worship is a generational
Where'd you get
curse.
this information from, bro?
I researched it out for Google.
Okay.
Yeah. Thou shalt not have no other God before him.
Right.
Everybody knows that. So anything, God is a jealous God. Those that are believers, they understand it. So anything that you put before him, come on, man, that's idol worship.
Why you always
So-
gotta drop the G card?
That's where I got my research from.
It was Google, not the Bible.
No, but I Googled him.
Oh, hell.
And then he gave me the answer to Google this.
Man, come on, man.
That's the truth, though. Anything that you worship beyond him,
Right.
it's idol worship. Now, how many people want to admit that? And don't. Truth be told, I knew that because it's what we seen growing up.
Right.
Thou shalt not put anything before him. He's a jealous God.
Yeah.
That's something that we. But some of these other ones, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. That's what made me want to Google, because number 3 was the curse of man.
What's that?
It's triggered by wrongdoing and evil deeds. Example is when you form a habit of cheating, like we just discussed, and robbing, then you are under a curse.
Right.
So that's a habit that you didn't create with yourself, and not even understanding that that's a curse. But again, I didn't know it to be that.
Yeah.
You hear about it, but
you
break it
didn't
down
know
like
what it
that.
was called.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know it was like a generational curse. So when I actually did my little research, I felt kind of extra smart, bro, because I learned something. I heard it all my life, but I never heard it in this format.
Right.
I never heard it in this format. And number 2, the curse of the law.
Yeah. That's a big one.
And that's by being disobedient. Period.
Huh.
That's a curse.
You know,
When you're disobedient to any type of law, that's a curse.
You know, because what I was thinking was, if you, because I ain't never, thank God, I'm saving them up. I'm saving my felonies up. I ain't never had no felony.
Yeah.
You know, and I told my kids, I ain't never been in no real trouble.
Yeah.
But if y'all get into some shit, Daddy I might have to get a state a few years. That's just what it is. But
I'll get some else on your board.
I had to save it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you see and I've heard of it where a son and a father was both in prison at the same time. It happens so much. That's a
generational curse.
Yeah, when all you see is in and out of jail.
If your daddy sold drugs
Yeah.
and he was in and out of jail,
yeah,
you see the lifestyle he lived, but you don't know the reputation that's being built, because some people deem a dude that get in and out of jail don't rat on his partners or that lifestyle. They deem it to be stripes that you get in the streets that's good.
Right.
Not understanding that's a generational curse that's being created. Yeah, I did my bid. I got out and got back on my feet.
Yeah.
That's the lingo. That's how some people talk. Why they do it? Because that's what they've seen growing up.
Yeah.
Not understanding that what it's doing is programming you to deem that behavior is okay. And it's tolerated out there in the streets a lot by a lot of people.
Yeah.
Some people praise, go do your bid and get back out there.
Right.
You out there in these streets doing your thing. You didn't say nothing to nobody. You didn't rap nobody, but you went and did your bid 10 toes down and you get back out. That behavior is praise, bro. And that is a generational curse that's programmed in the people's head, and people don't even see it to be there because it's praise.
You know what's crazy, man, is when you young, you listen to certain music and you do certain stuff. And, and I like rap music still to this day.
Yeah, I listen to rap music.
And and I'm mowing the yard, and my wife said, "Hey, what's going on?" She talking to me. I don't hear nothing. I'm mowing the yard. I'm selling big dope in my head. You know what I'm saying? And and the crazy part about that is, man, on our way to San Antonio, everybody was asleep but me and Junior. And he said, "Dad, turn the radio on." And I give him a little XM radio, and we turn on the rap music, and it was some Polo G, and he was, "I kill a nigga," and Junior was right along with it. And I'm like, man, this spoiled ass, he ain't never did nothing wrong. He ain't never seen nothing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, am I a bad example? Because this is what I listen to. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I had to think about that. And when I saw when he quit killing folks in his head, when he stopped shooting up the club, I said, so now, how do you feel about this music? He said, well, man, it makes me feel, it gets me ready. It gets me ready to play the basketball game. It gets me ready for the football game. I said, how do you feel about it, like, in real life? He said, I'm not doing that. We don't do that.
Yeah.
And it kind of put me at ease a little bit, like, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit.
Yeah.
But anytime I see someone, hey, what's this? Explain this to me.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't explain this, you ain't doing it no more.
Yeah.
So I have to have a clear explanation of what are you doing? What are you thinking?
Yeah.
How do you implement this in your life?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he told me. He said, man, before a game, before a test, like, okay, I feel it.
And that's how you get to, and everybody have their different way on how they get in their zone to do what they do.
Right.
But what if you don't have that moment and you see him doing it, and then you turn up with him?
Exactly.
And he deem that behavior to be okay, but he don't see it the way he explained it.
Right. And you know, I do that. I'm sure if you on my page, you done seen us getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? On some slapper hoe music. And you know what? Even my mama, she said, is that what dad's supposed to do? And I said, yeah, mom, that's what daddies is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because again, you know, my mom's, you know, she's older. So in her generation, daddies didn't do that.
Yeah.
So in my generation, this is what we do, because I'm still trying to let my kids know, hey, I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you, bro. Talk to me. Let me know. That's how I keep
sometimes
that's what I was
finna say.
Yeah.
That's how you sometimes keep the communication line open.
Right.
Because if you make them think that what they doing, like we didn't once do it.
Right.
Like we didn't once listen to a certain kind of rap.
Right.
Our mamas didn't listen to a certain kind of rap.
Exactly.
Of course, it's just a pass down. That ain't rap.
Yeah.
I said that my mama was jamming it. What is this buffoonery you listening to? My son said when I was growing up. Now we saying it when they was kids. So it's a pass down thing, but that right there, like you said, that's keeping an open line of communication that my daddy can relate to some of the things I deal with and what I go through.
Hey, Miss Holmes, she said, I know children that has a special goal to go to jail. Wow, like their daddy did, and they're only 6 and 7 years old. Wow. Woo! That's rough. She said, that's why I tell people that they need to be careful because they are watching seriously. Damn! 6, 7 years old? Wow, let me finish this. That's rough. That's rough.
It's a harsh reality.
Woo! Man, man, Miss Barbara, she said, that's true. We worship idols or idol gods. Wow, I'm still tripping on this. And not the true and living God that can easily be passed down to your children, which we all need to worship. Absolutely right. Mm-hmm. She said the true God, there's only one. Yes, ma'am. Ms. Lovey McDaniel. What's going on now? She said generational curses can be broke. Just raise your kids differently than what you was raised, and you will have to do it differently. Absolutely right. Mm-hmm. Okay, Miss Loretta, she said, what's going on? She said, this is wisdom. That's what's up. Wow. Big boy. Wait a minute, man.
You finna go back to
Miss Holmes.
That's what I was finna touch on.
Man, go ahead, because that was
when you got
wow.
I'm finna give y'all a sad truth. When you kind of in the lane that I'm in, when I deal with kids all the time, that reality that she just typed is a sad truth. It's a lot of kids, they don't have nothing to look forward to but that. Yeah. That's a sad truth because that's all they seen. Yeah. They didn't see nothing else. They don't see shirt and tie. They don't see CEOs. Yeah. They don't see ownership. They don't see things of that nature. Yeah. What they see is what she just described. So for them, that's an achievement. Right. And it's glorified probably where they stayed. And that's a sad truth to a lot of kids. So why you think you got a lot of kids growing up that don't have no care for laws, don't have no care about life, life don't have no value? That's a sad truth. And that goes back to what are we depositing in these kids? What are we allowing them to listen to? Right. The music that they listening to. Wow. A lot of the music has a lot of influence on like what you just said, but the difference in your story with some of the other kids, they don't have a father there to GPS them and think, hey, that's okay for entertainment, right? But don't try to live what you hear. Yeah. A lot of kids don't have it. So what she just said is a sad truth in today's society, man. I deal with it all the time, bro. Hey, man, Miss Sharita, she said, Terrell DeRoe, I've been there before. I had to question myself and my children about songs. Yeah, man, you have to. Mm-hmm. You have to. And then the old lady, wow. You know, she used to work for CPS. She said, that's sad, but true. Working in CPS, the children used to tell me they wanted to go to jail to be with their parents. God, to be more careful. See, man, I spit it out. Spit it out. Damn. Man, a lot of people don't value mentors until their kid needs to be mentored.
Yeah.
I say that a lot for a reason. I'm a mentor, man. Anybody that know me know how hard I go for kids that I talk to.
Yeah.
These kids are hurting, bro. And a lot of people don't understand how hurt these kids are until they so far off.
Yeah.
So by the time you try to bring them back, they thought process is for what?
Yeah.
Everything you tell them is going in one ear and out the other ear.
Yeah.
Where was you at when all this was being deposited into my thought process?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to help me when I done been my own daddy, when I done been my own mama for some of the women. Where was you at then when I had to make grown-up decisions at 15, 16, 17? Yeah. My childhood was took from me. It's a lot of hurting kids out here, bro. And a lot of people don't understand that the generation that seemingly is so lost, they lost because they feel like a lot of people don't give a damn about them no more.
Yeah.
The only person that give a damn about them is the other ones that's 16.
Yeah.
The other ones that's 17. And they still trying to figure it out.
Right.
So it's a lot of lost kids out here, bro. It ain't a lot of me out here, bro. And hey, I no pun against nobody that's not doing it, but God put that in me a long time ago, bro, to be the voice for these voiceless kids. And a lot of people don't understand it's a lot of hurt kids that don't know how to put the vocabulary together to describe they hurt.
Yeah.
So they just go on about it, getting how they live, and are some of their decision makers the right decisions? No. But you weren't dealt the cards they was dealt that made them make the decisions they made.
Yeah.
So try to, instead of ridiculing them, understand why they doing what they
coming
doing.
from. Yeah.
And understand the hurt that's behind the decision.
Yeah.
It's hurt behind decisions that people make, man, especially kids. And if you sit down and talk to them, instead of talking at them, you'll be like, you know what? I can understand now why you did what you did.
Yeah.
Instead of ridiculing these kids for the decisions that they make. Some of these young men never had a father figure.
Yeah.
And the father figure they had wasn't no good.
Yeah.
So if he out here just trying to get it on his own, how can you punish that man or young man for trying to find his way on being a man when he never had an example of a man in his life?
Yeah.
That's a generational curse.
Wow.
So why don't you break it by showing him what a man is deemed to be? That's where a coach come into play. Yeah. That's where a mentor come into play.
Exactly.
God put that in me long time ago, and I understand my calling now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's everybody calling, but it's a lot of lost kids out here, bro. And the people need to wake up and stop punishing these kids for what they doing when you don't understand the cause that they was dealt.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You all right?
I'm always all right, but you know how I get about these kids.
You
know how I get about these kids.
Yeah, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke.
Yeah.
I'm too close to you. Hey, well, I had surgery on my foot. And this past weekend, I was fooling around and hurt my foot. So
you on IR right now?
Yeah.
Yo, get away,
It ain't that fast. So if you slide, that's because you have to take.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take that sleep. Yeah. Hey man, Miss Lovey, she said, it is, and we have to be mindful that hurt people hurt other people. So those hurt kids grow up to be hurt adults, and the hurt that people put on them. Yeah, I'll say,
man, look.
Let me finish for you to spit all over. Spit all over. Yeah.
Boy,
Miss Lovey, go ahead, pass the collection plate.
Boy, that's collection plate words right there. Them hurt kids grow up to be hurt adults. Yeah, man.
And let me start over. You done spitting going on. Got wet. I took 3 showers. Yeah. You said it is. And we have to be mindful that hurt people hurt other people. So those hurt kids grow up to be hurt adults. And the hurt that adult people put on them, they'll put it in someone else because their issues has never been addressed.
True.
We all say the same thing.
True.
Miss Sharita, she said you have to pay attention to your children. When I saw a difference in my son, I reached out for help. It's too many of our children, dying, or our choosing the wrong options. And like, I don't know why I just got choked up saying that right there. I don't know why. But I feel that. I feel that, Miss Sharita. And she said, T got scared. Yeah, I don't want no smoke. I can't. Hey,
man, I don't want no smoke. Y'all. I don't know why y'all believe that picture trying to paint about me.
Yeah.
I'm a nice guy, man. I don't want no problem.
Yeah, he is a big, nice, soft ass. That want no smoke. Yeah. Hey, Kenneth Perkins, what's going on, brother? So I commend you too, man, for reaching out to us, with positive behavior. Please continue to educate us on life. I recognize how important it is to give back. Thank you for helping the kids. When I first met you, I knew you was a great person and mentor. God will continue to bless you two young men. Thank you. Hey, man, I appreciate that.
Appreciate that, man.
Wow.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay. This. You done now? You know,
I'm really not done. I'm really not. But I had to let you go through. The spiel.
You was getting your flowers. That was fun.
Yeah. I didn't even know that. I didn't know the flowers was coming.
Yeah.
But what I will say, man, when we was discussing talking about generational curses, in my head I was like, you know what? A lot of people don't even know how to have these conversations.
Right.
A lot of people, a lot of families run from this.
Yeah.
Because you got some people in the family, why you got a problem with it? Everybody else accepted it.
Right.
So why you got an issue with breaking if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
No, it's been broke, somebody need to fix it.
Right.
But when you try to fix it, you become the black sheep of the family.
Right.
A lot of people have an issue with you because what you're going to do is expose a lot of things that's been going on in the family.
Right.
When you try to break some generational curses. And the sad thing about that is the continuous people that's being hurt. Because don't nobody want to say enough is enough. I'm tired of my kids going to jail. I'm tired of my daughters going around here just being baby mamas.
Yeah.
They're not becoming wives. They're not having families. I'm tired of living off the system. Or whatever you're tired of, at some point somebody has to break it. But in breaking, I think somebody mentioned it earlier, it's heavy breaking a generational curse.
It's hard.
Because that's generations on top of generations that has been accepted. When you trying to break a generational curse, man, the sad truth about that is it's people that come against it.
Yeah.
That some of those people are in the family you trying to break the curse in. And for me to see that, a lot of times, I don't think a lot of people understand the domino effect of who is going to keep hurting. And it's the kids. Some people like, man, it is what it is. It didn't happen to me or I was cool with it. But that kid ain't you.
Right.
That kid ain't strong enough to understand how to navigate himself or herself around what they dealing with. Because you know how many young ladies out here, man, literally don't understand their worth and value because mama them didn't show them, because mama didn't know her worth and value.
Exactly.
That's a generational curse.
Yeah.
So if these young ladies don't know their worth, they accept anything from who they deem to be a man.
Right.
That's a generational curse in thinking. And a lot of women don't understand, if you grow up, I'll see you doing, then, hey man, I'm not gonna knock no woman. Don't hate me with this. But you see a lot of women these days on social media pop, drop, and doing all that with their daughters.
With the kids in the background. Yeah.
Some of them is daughters in the background. Some of them is boys in the background.
Yeah.
You literally implementing that thought process and behavior to be okay and creating a generational curse.
Yeah.
You doing it for likes on social media, but you ruining your kids in life.
Yeah.
All you doing is a moment of fame on social media is costing your kid his life. Do they see it like that? Because they in the moment.
Right.
But it's a moment after the moment. Like I always tell people. And that after the moment is, why you so promiscuous so young?
Yeah.
Why you trying to sleep with every... Well, hold on, mama. You was half naked TikToking.
Yeah.
When TikToking was popular. And you deemed it to be okay. Yeah. So I seen my mama doing it.
Right.
So why would I not think it's okay?
Right.
Do we think like that? Of course we don't at the time.
Right.
But later on the back end, them same TikTok pants that you did cost her to do a 3 for 10 bid.
Yeah.
It cost her to be pregnant young.
Wow.
Do we think like that at the time? No, we don't. Because we in the moment.
Man, Miss Sharita, she said some kids are recording for their parents. Wow. You know, when I was out, I'm on social media.
Listen.
You know, and I see y'all, some of y'all little dirty girls out there with the B cups all out and your booty, and I'm like, how they taking these pictures?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I asked my wife, like, how they taking these? And she's like, well, maybe they do the camera and they time it.
They can. Some of them like that,
but some of them be like angled. Like, are they hanging the phone and somebody's taking that picture? And I'm thinking, this is somebody's kid.
Sometimes it be the kids.
That is crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Hey man, Miss Loretta said there was an 8-year-old girl twerking on the classroom table at my daughter's school. Wow.
8.
Yeah, 8. Yeah.
She shouldn't even know what twerking is at 8.
Yeah.
But they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Wow. And then she said, I wish I could afford to homeschool. Yeah. Yeah. Ms. Lovey said, wow. Then Sharita said, I saw that video, sadly. Wow.
See what I'm saying?
That's amazing. And you know what's crazy, man? My daughter, we just put her in the dance class, and I was against it. Cause I don't want, my daughter's gonna grow up to be built like my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Before my wife had all them kids. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she's still fine to me, but I mean, she was a lot smaller and the ass was still big and everything. And I'm like, man, my daughter is gonna have that. I don't want my daughter pop. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want her to do that, but everybody was against me. I said, okay, let me stop. Let me just,
allow her to be who she is.
Yeah, and man, she went to the class and everything was cool. And this past weekend, she showed me what she was doing. And I saw a little pop and I got a little upset. But I said, I'm gonna just back up. Because Daddy was about to go. Okay, that's it. No more dance class. hey, I was gonna take a towel, grab my baby up.
Yeah.
We leaving now.
Yeah.
F these FAAU, we going home. Hey, Miss Johnson. She said being taught that being a hot girl is more respected than being, a wife is a curse that hit my generation hard.
Man, see,
wow.
I don't want to just do all this talking, bro.
Yeah.
Big boy, do you know that thoughtnism, if that's a word, that's promoted now, bro?
It is.
Why being a wife not being promoted? That's what's popular. And what people don't see, I'm going to let y'all in a little bit to how I think.
Oh,
man, these people are puppets.
They are.
These women, granted, they getting the money and everything, but they're puppets, and what your daughters are being programmed to see that their behavior is okay.
Yeah.
Because they looking at the fame and the fortune from it. That's a distraction, like I just said. We don't realize it's a distraction until we distracted. But if your daughter see her doing what on BET, on the radio station, you getting YouTube famous, all they looking at is the fame, but they're not looking at the damage.
Right.
Can you be mad at the women that's making the money? Really can't, but you can control what your daughter is looking at.
Yeah. And
you can control how she perceives it and what's coming into her thought process. Like, that's what I want to grow up to be. Why? Because look at how much money she making, mama.
Right.
Look at the fame and this. Talk to your kids, man.
Yeah, you gotta talk to them. Hey, Bo Fuller, what's up with it, cuz?
What's up, cuzzo? I know that boy said he was gonna come on here.
Yeah, he said, what's good, brothers and sisters? Man, same old, man. Then Miss Lovely, she said, our community is really sad, and I be puzzled sometimes. How did we get to this point without behinds always? I guess she said without our behinds always in the air and sharks snatched in their vaginas. Wow, we got to this point, hey man, because we didn't have good examples. And that's not to blame mom, dad, grandma. It's what they were taught. It's what they were taught.
It was celebrated though.
It was.
You got people now coming out here and stuff you're supposed to wear in the bedroom to Walmart.
Yeah.
People have dressed in Walmart every day. I'm like, hold on, put some clothes on.
Wait
How
a
you
minute.
have naked
Wait a
with Air
minute.
Max on?
Wait a minute. If you got a big booty, keep wearing what keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep wearing it in the Walmart. Go ahead.
But I look at it, nothing is left to the imagination now.
You're right.
But again, that's what's being promoted.
Yeah.
So they looking at the attention that's being given by dressing like that. Okay,
Right.
I want some attention. I need some. So let me dress like that. Some of the guys, same concept. If doing the big give me street cred, let me go get that. Let me go have it so I can get this. That is systematically set up like that, man. And a lot of people don't see it until it's too late, bro. By the time you try to reprogram these kids,
It's too late.
it's too late, man.
Yeah, Lolo, what's up with it? Lolo said parents are now allowing social media to teach their children without even knowing. Wow, instead of taking the necessary precautions to guide and direct them the correct way themselves. Speak on it, Lolo.
Do you know how many kids are being raised by social media?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And to not discredit some of the parents, but some of these parents at work.
Right.
They working 2 or 3
Especially
jobs.
single.
The single mom, single dad. So social media is raising a lot of these kids. But is that an excuse? No, because you can check their phone.
Exactly.
You can have conversations with them, check their iPad.
Yep.
So that's not an excuse. But you do have some during the time that the kid come home from school, the parents leaving to go to work. So they didn't cook dinner, stuff was on the stove. I gotta go make this money to provide this house.
Right.
But at the same time, once they done ate their food, they finna go and get on that iPad, get in their phone. They finna go to YouTube.
Right.
They finna watch these things that are putting toxic thoughts into their mindset.
Yeah.
They finna go look at TikTok videos, and while brother in the room doing TikTok videos on the game, the daughter in there doing TikTok videos twerking in little bitty tights. Because that's what she's seeing, so she's gonna practice it.
Yeah.
So when she go to school, some of her peers are looking at it and watching, seeing who can TikTok the best and things of that nature. People don't understand the depth of how this stuff is created.
Yeah.
And it's created because social media ain't the only excuse, but it's a lot of the reasons a lot of the people are the way they are.
Yeah. I don't know if I missed this one. I guess I did, Miss Sharita. You have to remember the foundation. You all have instilled a lot in your daughter. If she should fall, as we have all before, she will be reminded of what was taught to her. Exactly. I guess I didn't catch that. Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, man, we done been on about an eye. Go ahead and I think it's about time to shut it on down.
Hey, man.
Are you done? Cause I know.
Nah, man, I got a lot to say, man.
Hey,
I don't want to.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just flood the people like that, man.
Yeah.
But it's just. This is a touchy subject to me because I don't think a lot of people understand the dynamics of generational curses. But you can't fix what you don't know to be a curse.
Right.
If you don't deem it to be a curse or understand that it's a curse, how can you fix it? And a lot of people will say, man, my auntie may have a problem with it. My brother, uncle may have a problem with it. What's your issue with it? Because we got by.
Right.
We ain't go to jail. But everybody that ain't gonna be so lucky with the laws.
Exactly.
Everybody ain't gonna be so lucky with their decision making. So a lot of people can't correct generational curses because they don't even think it's a curse because they got by.
Hey man, Ms. Lovey McDaniel, she said there is no script on parenting. We just have to do the best we can and make sure your kids are around positive influence, aka the village.
The village, yeah, the village.
Very touching. Okay.
But some of the villages is.
Look at you.
Man, look. How much time we got left?
We ain't got no time. That's what I'm saying.
Man, I did a lot of research, man. Man, look. When you on assignment, man. Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
When you on assignment, man, I'm just trying to do right by what he gave me.
Right.
And I've had some enlightening moments within this past month, and he's shown me a lot of me.
Yeah.
And when you on assignment, man, I'm just trying to do well with the gift he gave me. And if one of my gifts is I know I have the gift of speech and to talk and to break things down. I'm just trying to bring some awareness to some people. I'm not saying Marcus has all the answers, but he speaks to me unlike he speaks to a lot of people for a reason.
Right.
And part of my assignment is bringing awareness to people on some stuff that they don't even know that could become problems. And a lot of those things was problems to me that I didn't know. But that awareness that I got to speak on it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I would be doing a disservice to what he brought me through.
Exactly.
He brought me through that for a reason to show people that, hey, come on now, don't ignore that too long because it's going to become a problem well in your 30s and 40s.
Right.
So I'm just being obedient to what he said. Man, I ain't never really did this much research.
You have.
But this right here made me research because I think a lot of people don't understand what generational curses can do and has done to their families, bro. A lot of people don't understand it.
Wow. Hey, man. Let me read these last few. Said Bo Fuller said we need to first think of so many lives we put in danger before we do it to my brother. Okay, exactly. Okay, Miss Sharita said we got 3 minutes left.
Timeless.
Yeah, all right, Sharita. Hey, this Miss Holmes. She said, and sadly our young men classify success is about money and how many bad bitches he has instead of how great of a man they are to their families. And the wife, was a gift, but they chased what God didn't have planned. Okay, it jumped on me. Didn't have planned for them and found hell instead of peace and passed their pain to the young men. Okay, Mr. Dale James Jr. All right, generational curses can't be broken unless one thing happens. Social media not the reason. I like that. It ain't about social media. It's about you. Hey, I feel that.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Hey. I'm not saying social media is the reason, but it has a lot to do with it. It has a lot of influence on a lot of people.
Dale said, hey man, damn all that. Don't put it on social media. Put
well,
it in your
I'm
house.
not blaming social media, but social media's in everybody's house.
Right.
So I'm not saying social media, but you can dictate how social media has influence on your house.
Yeah.
But if you're not at home to do that,
Right.
it's gonna have an influence.
You're absolutely right. Hey, calm down. What you getting all loud for?
Wow, my God.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Sharita said do a part 2. Share what God has called you to do. Look at it. You like that kind of fat ass.
Hey, you know they can hit it, right?
And then damn, he said if generational are broken, if generated curses are broken, the world will go insane. Huh. Okay.
So,
Okay.
so,
Go ahead and close it out.
hey man, I'm done. I'm done. I'm well done.
Yeah. Hey man, hey, my guy did research for real.
Yeah,
I'm
I
proud of
researched that
you.
front and the back side. I didn't get to
Oh, front and the back. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, but I did a lot, man. And again, man, I just want to try to help my people, man.
I feel that. I feel that's the whole point.
Don't forget to go to the YouTube page. We got a lot of our videos.
A lot. Scuzzo been busy.
Go support the YouTube, man. We need our views up, man. So if none of y'all ain't subscribed, don't forget to go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got an Instagram page too, Two Man with an Opinion. Don't forget to go and follow the YouTube. We got shirts, we got merch, we got some cups coming soon. So hopefully at the next show we'll have some cups, some merch that y'all, some more merch that y'all can buy. Don't forget to tag your people. Don't forget to share the content on your page. And man, we appreciate y'all, man. Two Man with an Opinion, man. We gonna holler at y'all.
Yeah.